this is something that's been on my mind for a little while now. And I feel like this is probably hurting the females, the ladies, the women, a little more than the guys. But do you think deal breakers are beneficial in dating, or are they hurting your chances at finding love? Let's really talk about this. Because most deal breakers are kind of vain, especially when it comes to women. 5'2" women that want men at least 6'4", or just small, minute things. Like, if you're familiar with the pop the bubble nowadays, girls will eliminate a guy just because he have a tag on his pants. Something as vain as that. But they always claim them as deal breakers. But let's really talk about this. So if you have a vain deal breaker, especially something that can just be changed and talked about, appearance issue, it's very vain, and they're teaching us to be vain because the more vain you are, the more closed off you are. The more closed off you are, the harder it's going to be to find love. And ultimately, they don't want us happy and settled down. They want us to be in toxic relationship, toxic cycles. It helps them have control. So yes, they're going to promote all of this negativity to us so that we can pick up bad habits. Let that be eating habits, dating habits, social habits, or whatever it is. They don't want us to be high vibrational. So if you have all of these deal breakers, how will you ever seal the deal? And the thing is, when it comes to people with deal breakers, half the time the deal breakers is just a reason for them to pass on people that are kind of good for them, but they're not ready for it. You see, most people, all these deal breakers, it's either trauma that they haven't healed from, so they run for people that reminds them of the trauma they felt instead of healing from the trauma. And also, you have a lot of people that just don't want to deal with certain type of people, so they use the deal breakers to just discard them people. So if you're a woman and one of your deal breakers is men less than 5'10", God might send the perfect man for you that's 5'9", and just to see how vain you are. And if you're 5'2", that is a tall man for you. But you want to fit in with everyone else, the social standards of a 6-foot man or whatever you want to do. Every quality you ask for in a man might be within that guy, except for height. And he can't change his height, but he can change his work ethic. He can work harder. He can do all of these other things. He can dress different. He can change his shoes, but he can't change his height. And if that is truly your deal breaker, just imagine how many times you gonna turn your back on someone that could have been perfect for you because of how vain you are. You see, deal breakers like, I don't like men with kids, that's kind of understandable. But even with that, I feel like everyone should get a clean slate, because even though you gained this deal breaker, because most likely you had an experience with someone that had this quality within you, and you realize that I no longer like this quality, and if anyone have it, it's a deal breaker, I gotta push them away. But everybody's different. Just because they have that same negative quality, they could have healed from that, or y'all can heal together. But if we close the door on all of these opportunities, sometimes we miss out on the blessings that were sent there. Because even when it comes to God's chosen ones, it's not usually the people that seem like the perfect people that God chooses to elevate. Sometimes it's the fool. Sometimes it's the town drunk. Sometimes it's the person that messed up on their whole life, but he still continued to seek God's approval, and God finally blesses that person. So how can you look at someone like that God was able to accept, even though all of his flaws or all of her flaws, but yet you can't accept them because it's a deal breaker? If it ain't a deal breaker for God, it shouldn't be a deal breaker for you, unless you feel as if you're above God. And that's why so many of us are unhappy, because we're always looking for the next. It's not about the next. What J. Cole say, love yours. You see, we're so worried about what is out there instead of paying attention to what is in front of us. Because even when it comes to this dating, when it comes to male and females, you have a lot of women that want to date successful men. But you might have a successful man right there that fits everything that you want in the man, except for the fact that he's not successful yet. But a successful man, even if he hasn't reached the success, or he's still fighting to get to that success, he's still a successful man, because the success is not the end goal. The success is the vision. The success is the drive. The success is the ambition. So if all of that is within it, he will manifest it in his physical reality sooner or later. And you see, God tests women, especially when it comes to man, because God will put the perfect man in front of you. He will show you that this man has the vision. This man is working on something. But if you can't see tangible proof, you'll push him to the side. You'll call him a bum. You'll say whatever you have to do, because them are your deal breakers. You can't deal with no man that ain't got it. But at the same time, once that man has it, I'm pretty sure you'll want to deal with him. But why should he spend a block on you? Why should he entertain you when you wouldn't entertain him when he was trying his best? And the same thing vice versa with girls. There's so many women that chase after the same man that every other woman chase after. Girls love to say they hate a cheater, but yet they all chase the same kind of men. You see, when it comes to females, maybe you should say what you mean and mean what you say more often. Girls are proven to be more followers. They're more likely to follow their friends. If a girl likes a man and her friends disapprove of him, she'll eventually stop liking that guy. When a girl sees a man and she's not interested in him, and if she was to just keep her eye on him and see a lot of other females interested in him, she's going to get interested in him. And it's like, how long are we just going to play all of these games until we realize that I'm the only one that can live my life and I have to make decisions for self? Maybe I should stop being so vain and listen to what everyone else wants in the world and trying to make it what I want, and just seek the things that God are given to me. Because even with these people that we say have deal breakers, they usually have a lot of other positive qualities. And the only reason we create these deal breakers is to keep us from going against the people, to keep us from aligning with the people that are good for us. That's why the devil create all of these negative deal breakers and all of these negative thought processes, to make you run away from what's good from you. Because we are scared of growth, especially with people that push away people that they know they know that are good people. When someone pushes away someone that they know is a good person, or someone that they know is good for them, it's usually because they know that they have growth to do with their self. But when you're not ready to grow, you'll run from what's good for you, because you know that in order to even make that relationship work, you would have to grow. You would have to be accountable, and a lot of people don't want to be accountable. So it's easier to throw accountability out the window and blame everyone else. You're not good enough for me. You're not tall enough for me. You're not successful enough for me. Instead of addressing, why do I feel this way? Why am I projecting? Because that's all it is. You're just projecting. But I hope this little TED Talk has been nice. Humble yourself. And maybe too many deal breakers is a bad thing, unless you just like the way you're living and you're cool with ending up alone. Because looks only last for so long.